Another week, another edition of the Lagos Youth Show on Lagos Television. You're welcome to the program where we entertain you, we inform you, and as well we educate you. I am Oluwatosi Olajide.
And I am Tosin Ikuyi Minu. I'm super excited.
Tosin, why did you do?
I'm super excited. You just can't kill that vibe. You can't kill that vibe anyway.
Okay.
Super excited to be here. Yes, another beautiful episode. Of
Yeah.
course, you can see my tie. So we mean serious talk today. Yes,
I
yes.
see.
Yes, of course.
Don't let me say what I have in mind.
Don't say. Anyway, this episode is going to be exciting as we're going to be talking about investment, particularly in Lagos for young people. Investment. That's why the tie is speaking investment. You can see
the red, the blue.
Oh, sharp. Anyways, stay with us. We'll be right back. Still the Lagos Youth Show, and like we said, we have a guest joining us on this beautiful episode and on a very interesting topic, one of which I have this burning interest and passion for because it relates to investment in Lagos State. On the topic, she will be sharing some of her perspective as a thought leader and a real estate advisor. Join me as we make welcome no other person with us in the studio, our Temilade Agbola.
Agbola. Tosi, please. Please
sorry.
don't murder me. Please, excuse me.
Great to have you around.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
Wow. It's nice to know we actually have young ladies that are into the Abule show sector. Because I like to call it that way. That can actually advise on owning lands and the likes. It's a good one. And once again, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah. Beautiful. So just give us a rundown. I mean, you can see with the way the topic is, real estate wahala. There's a lot of wahala with real estate, particularly in an interesting state like Lagos.
Lagos State.
And so, but just give us a perspective. You've been a while doing this. What do you think are those basic challenges you can see with the young people investing in real estate?
Okay. Believe me, there is a lot of things to discuss regarding this topic. If we can continue talking for 3 hours, we
Don't worry, we don't have the luxury.
Oh, we don't have
Make it
much time.
short.
Yes. So, regarding the question, can youth still own land in Lagos?
Yeah.
So let's be honest here. When you ask the average person in Lagos about investment, the first question they will ask you is me, are you serious? Really, land care? What do you mean? With what money? How would it do that? Because the first thing that would set in your mind is, let me just hustle and pay my rent. So it's very rare to find young ones now to say they want to invest in properties. And I believe that some of the reasons that cause that is because, number one, their background. Number two, the mindset that it's only the rich people and old people that can secure properties.
Interesting.
And because I've been in this field for 6 years now, and I've been able to understand that young people, myself, I'm a realtor, I've made teenagers landlords. So because it's possible.
So sorry to cut you. Yourself, you're a landlord like that. Let me follow you.
Yes. So I believe outside the background, the mindset as well. So even from the background, which those people grew up from, right? How they were able to nurture them and all of that. Some of them are made to believe that you have to be at a certain age before you can think about assets. Owning assets and all of that. You have to be 30 or 40 before you can start saying you want to buy land. I'm sorry to use that word. It's only grown up. It's only if you buy land at this age, you might die. Things like that. Those are myths regarding real estate. So then that's the background. Regarding the mindset, saying that it's only the rich people that can secure, you have to have millions, heavy money before you can start investing in properties. It's actually not true because it has been made easy.
Okay.
It's now better than the ancient time where you have to deal one-on-one with the land indigents, the
Indigenous, yeah.
Omonile people, like
Mm.
one-on-one, you have to deal with them. And you know that it's not funny. Before you can be able to deal with those people, you have to have a lot of money, really. That is where that comes from. You have to have a lot of money because they won't give you the luxury of saying you want to pay by installments, you want to skip your land for several years. I mean, if you buy land from Omonile, you have to come and build immediately.
Because if you don't build, they'll sell to someone else.
Exactly. So that is one of the hindrances. I feel like it's holding young people back. Another thing is greediness.
Greed.
Young people like, yes, you know your capacity that you don't have much money. Maybe your income, let us say, average of 2 million naira is what you can really, really hustle in 12 months. Yeah? And then you're not like, that place is bush. Why would I want to go to that far distance? But then, where you live, you can't even afford your backyard. That is the truth. Yeah, it is true. I mean, I speak to young people and so you have to just start small. You have no choice. Because all of these beautiful places that you've seen today, they started like this.
You're right.
And these people that would resell to you at heavy millions, they started from small. It's just the opportunity and right to get information.
All right,
at
so
particular time.
let me ask, what steps now, as a young person, me, I don't have a property. Okay, I want to have a property. What steps do you think I should take financially? Like, how do I go about it? I know I don't have the luxury to do that now. So what steps do I take to actually get a land? Financial steps to take to get a land or a property.
So as a young person, I would advise that don't say you want to go big yet, because if you have that mindset, you won't be able to achieve it. Start from small.
Okay.
Say we have different kinds of land. We have a land to build and a land for keeping purpose.
Okay.
Start with land to keep. Because if you say you want to buy a land to build, like you want to just build your house by force by fire, now you won't be able to achieve it because you cannot build in the bush. You would want to consider some factors. You want something, you want it to be developed, and you can't afford it. So start from small, from where you can have land banking, where it's still not developed, that the properties are affordable there. So understand that first, that you should start from land banking purpose first, then understand your capacity. Because I'm not the one that will pay for you.
Of course.
What can you afford? If you are doing installment plan, say 12 months, because some developing companies have not made it easy, especially for young people, that you can pay 12 months, 24 months.
Okay, so
yes,
you pay into their account.
like small like that. Right. So understand your capacity. Okay, this property is 5 million naira. How long can I, because you have other things you want to sort.
Of course.
How long are you going to be able to fix all of this? Is it 12 months? Will it be enough? Is it 18 months? Is it 24 months? Understand that. So then your deposit is the first thing to do. So aside even the payments, you should follow proper mentorship.
Okay.
Because really, 6 years in this industry, I have seen a lot that if you are not careful, it's not even about the money, it's not about buying the land. If you are not careful, you will end up just wasting your money.
This count.
Discount. So having access to the right information and just knowing who you should follow. Don't just throw your money away, because at the end of the day you're hustling, you know, about youths. So not throwing that money away, and at the end of the day you don't have the land to show for it. So there are so many things you need to look out for before you secure that property. So
All right. So you know what? You give us the things. Let's say like 3, 4 steps or things to look out for when getting a land.
Okay.
And let's get to, let's listen to young minds.
Yes.
Let's see their interest in getting a land in Lagos. We'll be right back.
And one of the challenges, one of the main reasons why we have this challenge is that when you pay 1 year rent with all the challenges that you have to go up and down, at the end of the year when you have to pay again, you may not be able to meet up. And our destination is to find a way to take us back to monthly rental payment. That's our destination. And you also recall we made a government made a categorical assessment at a particular point is going to take off. And the question you ask me that why didn't it take off? For instance, they will say 1 year after government pronouncement. Yes, you make pronouncement, but when you make pronouncement and when it comes to implementation, there are things that you may not even have appreciated that comes up. We make pronouncement at a point when we will arrange that because we have to work in tandem with private sector, we cannot force landlord to take such measures. It is now that we are trying to put that into our law, which is tenancy law bill that is now being worked at the Lagos State Assembly. What we discovered was that the initial thing was, okay, if you as a private sector you want to take up somebody whose landlord is asking for 1 year payment, you want to pay upfront to the landlord, and the tenant will pay to the financing organization backed by government every month, which we think is a very sincere way of first initially approaching the matter. But the moment you see the money market going up, and we discover that it is now about 20%, 30%, then we are trying to, if we do not slow down that process, we will be creating another problem while we are trying to solve the problem. So anything that is above 5%, you as a private investor, from the tenant, we are also in another way punishing them. So that's the reason why we have to put a stop on that. And we are now trying to walk it from the root. And also we have been monitoring. For the past 6 months, we have been engaging serious collaboration, trying to be on the same page, to the extent that we are now talking of going to making our various offices in local government to be alive. We are also talking to the CDA. We are trying to approach it through cultural method. That's culture. You see landlords who will tell you I don't want 1 year payment. If I collect the money now, what am I going to eat till next year? And we also have, because if you pay 1 year, even the landlord will finish it in how many? And it's also not good for investment. Because it is not those who do for investment, you are expecting that at the end of the year, something is coming into your account, and at the end of the year, there is this excuse. You have people who are owing 2-3 years. So that is what we are working on. And negotiations, we have to be a bit patient with us, because we are starting this from the root, and we have to get the buy-in of all stakeholders, including CDAs and traditional rulers in their various areas. So we have to encourage this too, so that we can go back to that.
And just like 3 to 4 things to look out for when getting a land.
So number one, you want to know, it's someone that will tell you about property, just like me. Someone told me about it. Okay. So that person that is telling you about it, you should see what they've been able to achieve themselves. Okay. Like follow who knows thing, right? You don't want to seek advice from someone that has not invested before. Yeah. They would definitely have something wrong about that location. And even themselves, they've not been able to buy anyone. So if you want to seek advice from someone that is already doing it.
Not like an experienced
investor. So they will be able to, don't do this, do that. So that's number one. Number two, start from land banking.
Okay.
The third one, take note of the developing company. Going to partner with developing company. Check their track record. Okay. Don't just say because this property is affordable. There are some locations that the prices are now beyond some prices, and there is nothing you can do about it. Let's say, for instance, you cannot get a pair, no matter how say it's far, it's bush, you can't get a pair for 2 million naira anymore.
It's now more expensive.
From 10 million. Wow. I mean, like a property that has a privacy of all, from 10 million. So if you now say, okay, maybe an upcoming company selling your one for 900K, 2 million, you need to be careful. Okay. Because that location is not beyond that.
So it's possible they are not
scam.
True. Okay.
So at the end of the day, you end up hearing stories, you will not get allocated. So you want to know who the developing company is, how long have they been
They've been in
Operating.
existence.
in existence. Their record, like they should be online, they should be visible. You should be able to click their name and see what they've done.
Yeah.
Their location records, their documentation, the reviews and everything. You want to just get it on track.
Okay. Let's take it a bit down. Let's come down a bit for young people because I'm trying to be as practical as I am. Let's imagine an average young person in Lagos. Walking through NYC after school, getting a job. Let's say on an average, he or she being paid an average of 100 to 150K.
Monthly.
How is that income feasible enough for that young person to reason through making a decision to invest in real estate? How is that feasible, and what are those feasible opportunities you think that average young person can hop into?
So if they're able to speak with like a realtor, a professional realtor, then they'll be able to roll out several packages for corpers. So there are some developing companies that they have a package for students.
Oh wow, even students.
Yes, that as low as 50,000 naira, you can make a deposit and then you spread your payment.
Oh, interesting.
So even for corpers, there's always a package like that for some developing companies. So for a professional realtor that knows their games, so they would have such packages for people like that. So you can just grow from there.
Interesting.
And no matter how far that property is, since you're not living there, you're not living there, nobody's saying you should come and be visiting that place every day. It's just to make money.
Yeah.
Like just to buy assets and then grow your finances. Like at the end of the day, 2 years, 5 years, just give it time. You will be glad you did.
Yes. I've heard that before.
real
When you
estate.
buy land, you put it, you leave it.
It
After a
goes,
while, you sell it at a huge
Oh.
amount. Oh, well,
Interesting.
that's a good investment.
Yeah, beautiful.
A good one.
I think with what I've heard now, it means that in the ecosystem there's an opportunity for everybody,
Exactly.
notwithstanding your earning
So
capacity.
they just need to plug into that right information.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. So let me ask. You've been in the field 6 years now, and you mentioned earlier that you've helped young ones, to actually have a land. How did you do it, and how are you still impacting the youth to help them in actually having a mindset of investing in real estate?
So I use myself as an example because my first property I got it when I was serving. So how much is this allowing? So I just had that mindset from when I was in school that any money like this, I don't want to know. Let me just deposit first, because I believe that even at the long run, if I chose maybe 12 months plan and I couldn't meet up with that 12 months plan, they will still give me extension. So let me just do the deposit,
Because
and then I will now
money is with them already.
exactly. So I will just be finding a way. It's more of a sacrifice.
Okay.
You don't need to. There are some things as you're growing up. There are some things you don't need to get involved actively in. So just concentrate on this property. I want to achieve this property this year, so that you'll be able to prioritize your objective. So you hustle, everybody's hustling. As you're hustling, you put your money there, you put your money there. So being disciplined is actually one thing. I've been able to help young people. So sometimes when they see me as I portray myself online, they come for advice, like, I'm salary, like these teachers, young people like me. How do we do it? Then I bring them, because in their eyes, like outside, they're like, hey, God, everybody I see this big money. But when I'm able to break it down, like I did, and I opened to them several packages that can actually help them. I even have a colleague of mine. We went to school together, so she just reached out, and within a short period of time, she was able to acquire 2 properties.
Wow.
Then she till now she's not done paying.
Wow.
But she believed that she's going to finish payment.
Yes, and it's to her name already.
It's to her name already.
Yeah.
So now she's a landlady, even though she has not been documented. She's a
course.
landlady. So the point at which you've made your deposits, you just forget it.
All
Your
right.
mind will be there, and then
You pay off eventually.
Beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
Beautiful.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
And
much.
thank you for sharing.
sharing. Yeah.
Thank you for, having to let people know what it takes to be to invest in real estate. Yes, it's a good one. Thank you for coming. Awao Temilade
Thank you.
Abola.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
Okay, I mean, it's been an awesome experience all throughout. A lot to learn about investment, real estate, getting land. I mean, Tosin, it's been amazing. Even I myself, I think I'm going to make a decision.
No, I
right
have
now.
already actually. I've made that decision already.
wow.
Myself,
Wow.
I've made the decision.
So-
There are a lot of things, to look out for,
Yeah.
like she said. But I think the major thing to look out for is to check, like, speak with someone that is with experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, once you meet with someone that has the experience, it will be easy,
yeah.
for you to navigate that
yeah.
route. So it will be easy. And another thing, check track records. Once the person, the experienced person is doing it, check yours too. Work together to actually make an, saving, discipline, everything.
Particularly, I even like the
It's
fact that you
important.
mentioned, because that discipline is one of the, particularly with young people of my age, Gen Z, to that intentionality to save is something else. And like she said, the moment you make that decision, just take the bold step, and the rest will be history.
History.
The rest will be history. It's been an amazing one.
Of course,
As we draw the curtains,
it
it's
is.
been awesome. Yes, and never forget, my name is Tosin Ikuyi Menu.
Oluwatosi Olajide is my name. See you some other time.
Yeah, bye.